Hey everyone, I'm Heather and welcome back to my channel. So we are back today with the Radiance. In the last one we went to Gray's party. However, we were not subtle on the way home and got caught. So we did get some demerits. Now we have more school. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we left off at the elective classes for today and then we should be going into the weekend. We spend the class learning more about the history of astrology and radiant culture. I feel like I know a lot more about how magic works in the radiant world. Magic theory increased, insight increased, so we can check our stuff. I awake on Saturday morning to another bright light filling my room. This time I'm ready for it. Hello, Wisp. Good morning, Miss Ash. I assume you have a message for me. That is very astute, Miss Ash. The headmaster has sent me to inform you that your first tutoring session has been scheduled. Oh, I had almost forgotten about it. Your appointment is to take place on Thursday at 6 p.m. sharp. Okay, got it. Thursday after class. Your tutor has also added that you should definitely not be late. Okay. Well, thanks for the message, Wisp. You may call me Ventus, Miss Ash. Okay, Ventus, thank you. Ventus disappears and leaves me in the darkness. So I'll be meeting the Oculus on Thursday. I have to admit I'm a little nervous, but it's nearly a week away. I should have some time to practice before then. But for now, I've got to decide how to spend my weekend. Okay, let's check our thing. It moved me into the next thing. So we have magic theory and insight as our most developed skill. Logic is pretty good as well. Endurance. So we have a little bit in all of them. We did have some demerits, didn't we? I wonder how this affects stuff. So let's get back. Common room is logic. We could do that again. We've done the autumn courtyard already. Meditate in my room. East dorm would get us demerits. Okay. And I believe we can actually go out into these buildings. So let's look at the Great Hall, see what we can do here, because we haven't been this way. Insight, okay, in the dining hall. Headmaster's office, help with chores. I'm not sure we're so down on merits that we need to do that. Summer courtyard would be force. Let's check the other ones. Quickness in the spring courtyard. Classrooms would be academics. Ooh, that would give us 2 things. Or maybe we get to pick which one we do. Azurite classroom. Okay, that's everything so far. Let's check the last one before we decide. Old building. The door's locked tight. Endurance and dark stairway is locked. Empty corridor. Oh, mysterious door. Ooh. So we must have some stuff here later. If there's some dark things. I'm interested in seeing if I have to pick here or if I get both by doing both. I mean, it seems like I would have to pick, considering one is Oracle, like research, and the other one is assist the librarian. So let's do the Grand Library, because then we can, I think we'll research if we have to pick. Then we'll get some theory. Let's check our stuff again. Yeah, because I already have theory. That one's pretty good. So I do think we need to make some skills higher. I don't know that you could play this. We're trying to spread all skills evenly. I don't think that's how we would want to do this. Oh yeah, okay, so I do pick. So let's do research. How can I resist taking advantage of all these books at my disposal? The best way to learn more about radiant magic is to read and then read some more. The question is, where do I start? I decide the best place to start would be Radiant History. A good foundation of the new society I'm now a part of could be beneficial. The librarian here is we're on auto. Turn it off. The library here is not organized in a way that I can discern. There's no card catalog or electronic system for me to peruse. After wandering aimlessly for far too long, I finally give up and ask a nearby student to point me towards the history section. There's so many books in this section that I just pick up the very first one that stands out to me. A brief history of everything. This should cover it. I take the enormous book and find a secluded corner to settle down in. The book is so large it would probably take me weeks to read it all. One step at a time, Heather. The old gods abandoned the Radiants after they lost the human Radiant War. No one knows where they are now. Radiant society has been functioning perfectly fine without them, however, as they've created their own ruling government that is much more structured than the chaotic rule of the ever-warring gods. This new way of life has caused the Radiants to appear much more human in nature, rather than left to their own magically chaotic devices. I continue to read for the rest of the afternoon. The contents of this book are fascinating. There's so much for me to learn. Your magic theory increased. All right. What should I do today? Okay, so we'll do some more stuff. Logic might be good. Endurance might be good. Maybe we'll do endurance. That was in the winter quad. Right here. I've never liked the colds, but I can't help but appreciate the beauty of the winter courtyard. Light snowfall covers the ground in a smooth blanket of white. I wish I could just sit here and take in the view for a while, but the cold. It's not just cold here, it's unearthly cold, like the coldest day I've ever experienced, despite the lack of wind. And yet the plants here are still green, and the water at the base of the beautiful marble statue at the center of the grounds is still flowing. I reach out tentatively to touch the surface of the water. It's warm. This place is full of surprises. Incidentally, I find sitting near the warm water makes the biting cold a bit more bearable. I may actually get used to this. Okay, endurance. I suddenly notice that the hallway is absolutely covered with pink flyers. Curious, I stop to look at one. Okay, let's bring back the Day of Love. What does it mean? Is this something like Valentine's Day? As I'm examining the words, a figure collides with me, nearly knocking me to the ground. A stack of pink posters goes flying everywhere. A small pretty girl with curly pink hair looks up at me, clearly embarrassed about the collision. Whoa, sorry. It's fine, let me help you. I bend down to help the girl pick up her dropped papers. Oh, thank you. My name is Lisette. You're Heather, right? That's right. What are these flyers for, anyway? Oh, I'm trying to resurrect Dias Morris. It's an old tradition we used to celebrate here until the student council decided it was a waste of time. As if love could be considered a waste of time. Her eyes flare as she picks up the last few pieces of paper and puts them in her backpack. She's quite angry about this whole affair. So you're trying to get them to change their mind? Of course, the student council is made up entirely of overachievers and rich kids, so they obviously don't understand the importance of romance. Her voice rises in volume when she speaks. Her eyes sparkle with passion. Then she looks at me once more. Do you want to help me? How could I help you? Lisette considers a moment before breaking into a big grin. We just need to get those snobs in the student council to realize how important love is. Maybe we could organize a romantic interlude for a couple of them? If we get them to fall in love, they'll surely understand the importance of the Day of Love. I'm a little skeptical of this plan. Have you tried just asking them to reinstate the holiday? Of course I have, they just don't get it. Although, you look like you might be more convincing than I am. Maybe they'd actually listen to you. I consider for a moment, do I want to help? Well, I don't have any leadership. I do have some logic. Let me look. Do I have insight? And I have insight. I'm not sure it's enough for either of them. Well, let's do the matchmaker. Helping her play matchmaker between a couple of student council members sounds kind of fun, actually. What's your plan to get students to fall in love? Oh, it's simple. I'm going to slip a love note under the door of Rex and Dulcie, telling each of them to meet the other in the summer courtyard. I'm certain they have feelings for each other. They just need a little push. Sounds simple enough. Why do you need my help? I'm not very good at writing love notes. I tend to go way overboard. They need to look believable. You want me to write love notes? Yep, here. Lisette pulls out a small stack of purple paper and hands them to me. The paper seems to be scented of lavender. You can write on these, just make it short and romantic. I consider for a moment. I'd like to think I have a pretty good idea of what would make a believable romantic letter, but who knows? I take a deep breath and begin writing. Dear Rex, from our first day in class, I knew there was something special about you. If you feel the same, please meet me in the summer courtyard. I'll be waiting. Love, Dulcie. Lisette reads over my shoulder as I copy the note, swapping the recipient's name. That looks good. Let's go deliver it. I follow Lisette to the dorms where she deftly slides one of the notes under the door. Then she knocks and retreats down the hallway back to where I am standing. What now? Now we wait and see if he takes the bait. The door opens and a tall boy pokes his head out, confused to find no one standing there. Then his eyes fall to the envelope on the ground. He opens it gingerly, glancing around as if the sender could be hiding nearby. As he reads, his face breaks out into a grin. Then he stuffs the letter into his coat pocket and saunters down the hall. Oh my gods, it worked! He's totally going to meet her. Lisette jumps up and down, pumping her fist in triumph. So what happens after they meet each other? Well, if all goes well, they'll fall in love, and then I'll finally be able to convince them the Dies Amoris is an important day, and we should celebrate it. Lisette claps her hands together. She's positively buzzing with excitement. I'm going to deliver the other note, and then make my way to the courtyard to watch. Want to join me? No, I think I've had enough matchmaking for the day. You go ahead. I wave goodbye as Lisette rushes off towards the courtyard. Okay. And it was successful, so I guess we had enough. Just as I'm drifting off to sleep, I hear a strange rustling sound coming from the door. I sit up, listening carefully. Rayla doesn't appear to have heard anything, because she still sleeps soundly in her bed next to mine. I jump up and approach the sound just in time to see a slip of paper slide under the door. What is this? I open the folded paper carefully. There are only a few words scrawled onto the paper, but they still surprise me. Don't trust the council. What? Who sent this? I open the door and peer out into the hallway. Whoever it was, they're gone. But how did they get away so fast? That shouldn't be possible. I look at the note again. Don't trust the council. What is this supposed to mean? I move back to my bed, an uneasy feeling washing over me. Pretty sure I'm not going to get any sleep tonight. Okay. I awake feeling particularly drained. As anticipated, I got very little sleep last night. My mind was on the cryptic note. Who would want to warn me against the council anonymously? And are they right? Should I be concerned about the Radiant Council? Surely if the council were truly dangerous, someone would have mentioned it to me by now, right? It's then that I realize I haven't put much thought into what happened to the previous oracle. Does this warning mean the council was responsible? Am I putting myself in danger by working for them? But why would the council want to kill their own oracle? Another thing about last night's message delivery bothered me. Whoever slipped that note under my door had disappeared awfully fast. I opened the door almost immediately after picking up the message. Of course, there could be a race of Radiant that has that kind of ability, but I don't know anyone like that. At least I don't think I do. None of this makes sense, but I have a feeling I shouldn't take this warning lightly. I decide not to let the note freak me out for now. I just need to keep my guard up. Maybe if I figure out who sent this note, I can get more information out of them. No time to worry about it now. I've got to schedule my classes for the week. Okay, so astrology seems like a good idea. It gives me insight and theory, which we're working on. Endurance and logic we're also working on, so we've got that, but maybe we want to do this one. Maybe we don't do as much insight and theory this time. Okay, geomancy. And then we do symbology. That way we get up our logic and endurance a little bit more. And then we can work on control and power a little bit. Because we got a good bit of insight, I think. Yeah, theory and insight are good. These ones are not as good. And then power and control, I think, was the other one. Yeah, power and control. And that would get us a good bit in this Arcana whole section. Although perhaps composure. Maybe, what's composure? Quickness and composure. Okay, let's do 4 different ones this time. The ones we're already doing will add a little bit of composure and quickness. As I step out into the hallway, I nearly run straight into a figure standing outside my door. Whoa, where'd you come from? Oh, it's you. Dex is standing there, looking at me with his usual dour expression. He doesn't say anything right away, so I decide to break the lull. What are you doing here outside my door? He doesn't appear fazed by my abruptness, he just shrugs slightly. I haven't seen you since the incident in the cold room. I wanted to make sure you hadn't fled the school in terror or something like that. Nope, I'm still here. I pause awkwardly, waiting for him to respond. He doesn't. So, is that all? You just wanted to make sure I was still here? Is that so weird? Polite. I guess not. But you would have found out at this week's club meeting, right? Yeah, I suppose that's true. This conversation's gotten a little strange. I barely know Dex, and yet he made a special visit to check up on me? How'd you manage to get past the dorm mistress? She's pretty strict visiting hours. No one really pays attention to me. Well, you've seen me. I'm still alive. So, mission accomplished? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm heading to class. Want to walk with me? No, you go ahead. I hesitate, not really wanting to leave him lingering outside my door, but there's nothing to worry about. It's not like he could get in. I give Dex an awkward wave and head down the hall towards the class building. He sure is a strange guy. Time for today's elective class. In Radiant Society, astrology is a scholarly pursuit rather than a passive hobby. It's a complex subject that someone spends their life studying, and there is an official Radiant astrologer appointed by the council. Today we cover the different astrological systems and traditions. Some of these are very similar to what I know of as Western astrology or Chinese astrology, but they go back much farther than I ever knew. Okay, Magic Theory and Insight. Awesome. Tuesday's alchemy class turns out to be a lot of fun with Kai as my lab partner. I feel that the professor learned his lesson on the first day about pairing me up with Sindra and decided Kai is a much safer bet. We managed not only to turn our stones into shiny gems, blue for me, red for him, but we finished the experiment with plenty of time to spare. Hey, since we finished early, we should do that rain check. The what? For dinner, remember? You promised to take me to dinner. It's still early enough that we can go to the market outside Sarenvale and make it back before electives. I hesitate. I really want to get some extra studying in before my first tutoring session in a couple days. Kai is still looking at me eagerly. I'm not sure today is a good day. I have quite a lot of studying to do. I'm pretty sure that's what you said last time. Come on, it'll be fun. Okay, I got an idea. We'll play a game. If I win, we go today. If you win, we'll forget all about it and I'll buy you dinner whenever you want. How's that sound? What kind of game? Have you heard of rock, paper, scissors? Yes, you play that here? Oh yeah, Radiance invented rock, paper, scissors. I'm pretty sure that can't possibly be true, but I decide not to argue the point. I have a 50-50 chance of winning this game, so it seems fair enough to me. Okay, I agree to your terms. Great, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do paper. I throw out my hand. Ha! I chose paper and he chose rock. I won! Kai screws up his face in a grimace. Oh no, this is awkward. You didn't expect to lose, huh? No, I mean it's awkward because you didn't win. You see, in Radiant Society, rock beats paper. What? How? I mean, it's really very complicated. If I had to explain it to you, we'd be here all day and then none of us would get what we wanted. You're just going to have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. I'm not sure whether to laugh at the ridiculousness of his actions or to sock him on the arm. But Kai's in good spirits. I'm sure if I really didn't want to go, he wouldn't push me any further. So it's up to me. Do I want to spend more time with Kai? Yeah, sure. Okay, Kitsune, you've got a deal. Let's go. Excellent! I can't wait to show you my favorite spot. I've spent no time outside of the Sarenvale grounds since my arrival, so I'm not really sure what to expect when we arrive at the village outside the school gates. The quaint little shopping district is not too far from Sarenvale. Kai took me on a route that he dubbed his special shortcut. We passed by an outdoor market with a variety of colorful stalls selling all manner of food and drink. Kai stops at nearly every single one. Ooh, this looks good. So does this. I have a small stipend I have received from the council for my necessities, but so far I haven't needed to spend much of it. I'm not even sure what things cost in a place like this. Kai ends up not settling for a single meal, but rather endless pieces of candy and sweets from every stall we visit. I've always wanted to try one of these. I'll take one of these too. Hang on a minute. If you get any more candy, you're going to bankrupt me. I'm cutting you off. But we haven't even made it to the end of the street yet. Let's just take a breather and you can eat what you've gotten so far. We sit on a nearby bench, Kai's arms laden with his collection of sweets and candies. Wait, you only got one thing? I kind of had a choice paralysis. There were so many things I've never seen before. Well, in that case, I'm about to take you on a magical journey. He pulls out the first item in the bundle, a sweet that looks kind of like a cookie, but with glistening rocks instead of chocolate chips. Kai breaks the cookie in half and passes one piece to me. Are you sure you want to share your stash? Of course, you're my friend. Besides, you did pay for them. What is it? It's a Moonforest ice cake. There's ice in there? Moonforest ice isn't like normal ice. It's sweet and doesn't melt. Try it. I take a bite of the cake. By the looks of it, I expected the ice bits to be hard and crunchy, but they melt in my mouth like chocolate. Only it tastes different somehow. This is great. I told you, it's one of my favorites. Now try this one. We go through the entire pile of sweets like this. Kai splits it, describes it to me, and delights in seeing my reaction to trying the unfamiliar flavors. After we've worked our way through the entire stock, I feel full enough to burst. This was definitely worth it. I'll have to get you to buy me dinner more often. Not a chance. I won't be falling for that trick again. I did enjoy myself. It was certainly nice to get out of the school and focus on something other than my failures as a seer for once. But now I've got to go back. I still have my elective class to attend. Symbology Level 1. Today we focused on learning some of the most common symbols and their meanings. For instance, a goat might symbolize fertility, while the acorn of a tree symbolizes strength and power. Logic increased, and endurance increased. It's time for this week's club meeting. Alright, so I guess we're going to go ahead and end here, seeing we've got the club meeting coming up. So we'll do that in the next one. But yeah, that is going to be everything for this time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!